Salute. And we back, guys. We back for the double period today. Guys, I've been late on this, guys. I've been late on this topic right here, and I should have been on it. You know what I mean? I gotta calm down for this one, guys. I gotta calm down for this one. You know what I mean? Because I work for Saks. I got a warehouse, and they Saks fuck with these losers, so they send merchandise through. You know what I mean? They send merchandise through to me, so I gotta calm down on this one. But they gonna get this work. I've been was supposed to do this, guys. I've been was supposed to do this. For those of y'all that's just now wondering, like, what the fuck happened? What the Balenciaga do? Let's just get a quick. Let me just get y'all up to speed, real quick, and we'll come right back. And I'll let my girl Candace take it away. Y'all know how we do. Salute to Candace. Salute to Kanye for blowing it up. I mean, should have been blew it up, bro. You made a lot of money with these guys. You made a lot of our money with these guys, and now you want to say, son, niggas. I tell you about us, bro. We 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 okay with screwing us. We okay with damaging the culture, with damaging the brotherhood, as long as we making dollars. You know what I mean? As long as we can make some dollars, then we'll sell some niggas out. And it's sad, yo. It sucks. We'll work with the devil if we can make some dollars. Kane energy, guys. But let's catch up to this. Get y'all caught up on this.
Hi everyone and welcome back. Today we will discuss latest repulsive activity from Balenciaga. Balenciaga is drowning in some deep mess over recent branding, presentation of their products with hidden agenda of pedophilia. Now, the entire concept was to showcase a teddy bear-like backpacks, with bondage and inappropriate styling for child-related toy, which then has been showcased by a child and bizarre scenery. The bear has been named online as a pedo bear. The use of the S&M teddy bear is beyond controversial enough for all parents who spoke in.
Now the crazy thing about it, right? We live in a society where they peg the man as the creepy man, right? And I'm not saying we do not have creepy men. We have 80% of creeps. 40% of them niggas is creeps. We have 80% of weak dudes who were raised by single mothers who damaged these boys. So I'm not ever gonna say it ain't creeps running around here. Yeah, it's hell of a mother raised creeps running around here. You know what I mean? About 40% of them is creeps. But guys, who control these kids? Who have the custody of these kids? How are these kids? How is a kid able to model this shit? And the parent just get, you see what I mean? It's the same template. Even these black women will work with the devil, will sacrifice their child for the dollar, bro. Because these kids, these companies, and these creeps can't get access to these kids unless the parent, the custodial parent, grants it to them. You get what I mean? All these kids got social media. It's like the moms can't tell them, no, you can't have it. No, you give me the phone. No. The more and more you look around, they giving themselves access to these creeps. You know what I mean? Creeps. The parents are creepier than the creeps, if you ask me, guys. Let's proceed.
On social media, it is utterly disgusting accessory. Now the photo shoot that Balenciaga has done involving the children is absolutely terrifying. Now since the entire issue has blown on social media and has been noticed worldwide, Balenciaga has taken those photos down and issued a statement blaming the photographer for such an act.
How you gonna try to blame the photographer for the act? Do you see that right there? Lets you know y'all creeps and y'all up to no good. Now y'all gonna play the blame game. Oh, the playbook. Now we see why the modern women running around here playing the point the finger game and taking no accountability. You done made trillions of our money, trillions of our dollar, and now you gonna blame the goddamn photographer. Guys, these are the facts. These are the raw facts. Don't be listening to motherfuckers telling this story. This is what's going on right now today with this Balenciaga shit.
Photographer is only a tool in this entire branding fiasco, because the arrangement process to present the latest brand products in best possible way. The shoot itself involving enormous amount of preparation and decisions, to actual release and marketing team and their approval, to tell us now it's someone else's fault. No, Balenciaga is responsible. This is even more disgusting that such high-end brand, as they trying to make us believe, is not capable of apologizing.
I just saw your apology posts. There's something I'd like to tell you about. I don't appreciate how you're gaslighting the entire world and blame shifting, that every single piece, down to every single paper, laying in a photo shoot or on a website, that it's telling the story that the panda with the backpack and the BDSM attire and the lock around the neck.
That's their new lingo. That's their wordplay right there. It's telling a story. It's riveting. Yeah, let's live. Then they sit there and just look at you with that perverse eye. And they guys is creeps out there in Hollywood, yo. Black ones, white ones, Jewish ones, German ones, Italian ones. It's no color. Evil has no color, guys.
And the key that the man was holding, and all of the scribbles and colors on the bedroom wall in the children's room, and the white bunny. Oh, we sincerely apologize. We're going to get to the bottom of this. Figure out who's. No, y'all know who's behind it, because you are. You are.
Lou Divinepon is Chief Marketing Officer for Balenciaga, who has already caused a stir last year over trousers.
Say words. So you telling me it ain't a man, it ain't a creep, it ain't the creep, because the man is the creep. So the wow. The brains behind this perverse shit is a woman. She looked like Lilith though. If you ask me, she looked just like Lilith. If I knew how that's Lilith, guys. Killer of children and men. Peep game.
Layered over visible underwear boxing shorts, being imitation of the black culture and has been banned even by a law due to its nature. Yet, it did not stop Balenciaga to discriminate against black people and use the same fashion trend in their collection at the time.
Now, the average black person will be like, oh, she racist too. She ain't racist. She's an opportunist. She know niggas is dumb and niggas like to look stupid. So shit, let make a little money off of them. You know what I mean? It's very stereotypical, but it's not racist. It's smart business strategy. That's what that is. Get you some and stop sitting around here pointing the finger at folks. Stop buying in. If we stop buying in, yo.
Let's not forget the people cooperating with Balenciaga. For instance, Kanye West is definitely one of the biggest contributors to the expand awareness of the brand, including his now ex-wife Kim Kardashian and her intense connections to the brand.
That's why nothing you say is really we thank you for telling the truth, but nothing you say, sir, you is not no God, you is not no leader of men. You sir, we thank you for that. You did what you had to do and move on now. Move on, sir. Sit the fuck down, go get your money. Try to get some of your money back. But thank you. But you got us too, bro. You got it. You spreaded this. Now you mad.
Same note, I cannot grasp a connection between Balenciaga, Kanye West, and Adidas. In recent Kanye West controversy over rapper speaking out the truth against the industry, he has been cancelled and silenced by termination of his contracts with both Balenciaga and Adidas brands, soon after Balenciaga released Adidas collaboration. And it is something we need to look into deeper, as there is surely a twist in all of these situations. Perhaps this collection has been made using Kanye West and his influences. Kanye West has declared a sale of Balenciaga and Adidas pieces for shocking $20 a piece, as a revenge for recent disagreements with both brands. Now let's come back to the recent marketing. On Balenciaga website there was a photograph showcasing the disgusting backpack in disturbing scenery, and underneath a photo of a handbag lying on pile of papers, looking like documents, but when we look closer, they are in fact documents from real life. The document presented is referring to the Free Speech Coalition, who sought declaratory relied by pre-enforcement to certain provisions of the Child Pornography Prevention Act. I mean, how planned and orchestrated to place such sickening piece of paper under handbag we are supposed to admire and long.
That's sick, guys. Let me uncomplicate that for y'all. In their campaign ad, they had the handbag purposely placed on top of a court document where it was a case between child pornography, where they was fighting against child pornography. So that, which they actually won. They actually won, and they had to take down those pictures for the kids, right? So now they placed their handbag on top of that to show dominance, like what you could do now. because I guess they moved the goalposts, so they getting closer. I don't know, but that's the facts, guys. Creepy, creepy. On top of the fact that all of their marketing ads got little kid toys and this and that, and sudden marketing with the little kid. You can't mix in little kid and sex. You can't mix little kid and grown up business in. It's not gonna be cute. It's nothing cute about that.
Long for. There is no excuse to that, and Balenciaga should be held legally accountable for this. The boycott should go all the way, involving the broken collaborations.
It's a huge brand. Kim Kardashian is one of the faces of it. In fact, if you go to her profile right now, she has dripped herself in their new campaign. Balenciaga and Adidas are teaming up. They want nothing to do with Ye. Neither does she. Perfect brands for all of them to unite and to sell some product.
It's crazy, yo. So you divorce your husband, blow this brand up. You divorce your husband and still team with these dudes and market for these dudes. But you had a big problem marketing for your husband's clothes. I mean, you started out marketing his clothes, but then you was mad at it and you didn't want to market his clothes no more. Now you will go back to marketing his stuff because he don't own it and he ain't getting no money for it. That's dirty, yo. That's dirty.
We also know that Kim K herself has engaged in pornography to buy herself access into Hollywood. Her and her mother colluded and had made a sex tape. So you know what?
It's Hollywood. That's just Hollywood for you, baby. Go on, Candace. We're going to get back to that, too. We're going to get back to that. We're going to have a good old day today.
Celebrity should be speaking out on this, Kim Kardashian. She's one of the many faces of Balenciaga. She drips herself in it head to toe. Where's your voice? Because we know you like to use it. You used it against Kanye West himself recently. Okay? Where is your voice to say that you do not condone pedophilia? Are you too afraid not to be invited to the Vogue parties? Are you too afraid not to be invited to Balenciaga's show? Where is your voice? To me, it's noticeably absent. We have long known that Hollywood has hidden pedophilia, that many executives have been arrested for engaging in pedophilia, from Nickelodeon to Disney, that a lot of these kids that go into Hollywood end up getting molested.
Yo, if you own a piece of this merchandise or if you lust for it, and keep in mind, the thumbnail, those shoes come through my warehouse. I will never buy a pair of those, ever. And I know a dusty nigga be like, oh, because you can't afford it. Use a fool. Use a dummy if you think that. I will never buy a pair of Balenciagos. Never buy a pair of them shits. Ever. Ever. You know what I mean? On the low, though, I thought that first volume of them that came out that had the sock, I saw like the red and the white. I thought those were cool. I wasn't going to buy them, though. But I thought they were kind of cool. But then when they started to go to this big, bulky, third world country shoe, that shit right there in the thumbnail, that's ugly. The shit look like a Sketcher. It looked like an overgrown Sketcher. Like, you know what I mean? Which one you want? The one with the lights or the wheels? Like, come on, guys. And this is what they break their neck out to go buy. And us black folks, us colored folks, we have the nerve to run out there breaking our necks, shooting each other for this shit. And we say they don't even like us. Right? Right? We quick to say the white man. We blame the white man on everything. But we go break our neck to buy a $1,100, $900 pair of ugly hiking shoes with wheels and lights on them. You got to make it make sense to me, guys. Right? Right? We buying from people we say don't like us with money we don't have, because y'all niggas don't have. Y'all niggas is poverty. We still come back to the hood. We come back to poverty with these brands on to stand right next to somebody that is poor just like us. And that's crazy.
Molested or harmed or raped.
Blatant act of pedophilia that has taken place. And you're going to see that a lot of celebrities who like to use their platforms to condemn everything that sounds like hate speech, right, are going to be quiet. This is the same Balenciaga that just dropped Ye for being anti-Semitic, okay? And they are now putting on display child pornography. Now, so here's what happened with Balenciaga. Balenciaga recently released their ad for their next campaign, okay? In the ad, they have very young children. You can go to their website and they probably have already taken it down. I will share that stuff on my platform as much as I can during my stories. They have very young children that are looking up with innocent eyes and they're holding teddy bears, Balenciaga teddy bears that are draped in BDSM. Teddy bears are wearing BDSM leather products, okay? And the kids are holding them looking very innocent, obviously trying to almost look like children that are in captivity. It's very weird, it's very bizarre, but you might be thinking, oh, what's wrong is the people that are even thinking that. Who cares if a child is holding a bear and the bear is doing a little BDSM?
You can't fool my girl. You can't fool Candace. Where's the black ladies at? Where's my sisters at? Where's my black females at? Calling out some black actors and black like Cardi B. Didn't Cardi B just have a rollout? Wasn't she like? Didn't she just say she the face of Balenciaga? And we know she already the face of Jezebel. She is Jezebel. She's the Jezebel leader. She the leader of all the little Jezebels. She done programmed all these women out here to be Jezebels. Wop. So it's only right that this satanic company called Balenciaga would put her at the face, at the head. But nobody's talking to her. She's not coming out. She's not stepping up. She has a kid. She has a child. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm gonna do some research on this. So guys, be looking for a little short form video. Yeah, I'm gonna find me because somebody got to expose that one too. Cause she's on the billboard. I'm not crazy now. I remember something about Cardi B and this shit. But yeah, with Candace, keep doing your thing, sis. Let them hate. Let the hell of a sons hate you. Let the modern women hate you. But keep fighting. You in this war for us. Cause it's all about them kids. He couldn't slip that one past you.
Wait for this, okay? Then they shot another photo from the campaign.
And for the record, she's calling out white people, guys. You know, because you think the white people pay her. You know what I mean? Since she's on their payroll, you know what I mean? You know how the little emotionally immature niggas think. Because they can't sleep with her because she got a white husband. She's calling out white people, white folks, guys. Yeah.
And the same exact campaign, and there is a Balenciaga purse, and under the purse there's a lot of papers. When you zoom in to the papers, what you will see is it is a Supreme Court decision. The Supreme Court decision was Ashcroft versus the Freedom of Speech Coalition, the Freedom Coalition for Speech, right? That was a decision that the Supreme Court struck down certain aspects of virtual child pornography. Okay. So essentially, they are putting these papers that was the Supreme Court decision to strike down certain laws pertaining to virtual child pornography under the purse. So there is no confusion where they stand. They are happy that the Supreme Court decided to get rid of virtual child pornography laws, which now allows them to have these children that are holding these bears that are in BDSM poses.
Celebrities connected to the brand to speak out and Adidas for sure. Who is a part of the campaign? Bella Hadid, for instance, has deleted her post featuring Balenciaga in light of this backlash. Kim Kardashian has been complete silent over the issue. I wonder what Kanye West will have to say about this as well, since he has been exposing so-called evil agenda of terror and monetizing. As you can see, this involves a lot of people and goes deep as it gets, that we may not even be able to scratch the surface with the information we have today. One is a fact for sure, Balenciaga is normalizing child exploitation in most inappropriate way, and thankfully this meant nothing else but backlash and disgust. I hope this will not benefit in any way to brand's name being only more known, a brand who has built its name on controversies and bad fame. This one is a final nail in a coffin. Let us know in the comments what you think about what Balenciaga has done in this campaign. Don't forget.
I know exactly what's going on. There's powerful Liliths, and then there's powerful Satans. And the powerful Liliths, they're making their money, giving these kids. They're sacrificing these kids to them Satans, yo. We're not gonna play games like we ain't see who's running ahead of that marketing. That's a female that's in charge that caused the green light on all of that shit. That's a female out there dangling them kids in front of them rich, high-value Weinstein dudes for some bread. This is what's going on. Because we know that Lilith is the killer of men and women. So she don't care. She don't care. But we want to create this narrative like there's creeps. The men is creeps. So many creepy men out there. And the women whole time, the women is creepier than the men. It's at least 20% more creepier women than men out there. But this the narratives we want to create, guys. Nah, we ain't having it. We ain't going. We ain't going. All right, guys, let's go and get into Candace, more Candace and her breakdown. Salute to the chat. Y'all already know. Much love, man. Much love. The Art of Will was much love, man. We gonna do something next week. Hopefully, if you're free, man. We gotta do something. Link and do some crazy smoke, crazy mind control joint or something dope.
So there has been some development in the Balenciaga by Adidas shoot, which had a lot of child pornography hidden in it. The development is that Kim Kardashian has finally responded after 6 days. Now, before we get into her response, I want to recap what went down in case you guys have missed this entire scandal and haven't been paying attention. So Balenciaga, you guys know the brand. They are a huge fashion house. Kim Kardashian is usually dripped in it from head to toe. She's one of the big celebrity faces behind their campaigns. Dropped a recent campaign in which they had children.
And look how she's sparing. Candace know that Cardi B is a big figurehead too, but Cardi B black. So she might be sparing Cardi. And that's surprising because we know the hatred that she had for Cardi B. But this go to show you her integrity as a black woman. It's not to be questioned. She's coming after the ringleader, which is Kim K. So now let's stop playing. And also, we ain't no dummy. We know that Kanye West is her best friend. So Kim Kardashian, fair game now. Fair game. So she wasn't bothering her when she was married to her friend. You know what I mean? So she let her get the pass. But now she fair game. Off with a kufi. Get her, Candace.
That were holding stuffed animals. Children that looked like they had been abducted were holding stuffed animals that had BDSM clothing on it, that had their eyes scratched out, the stuffed animals, not the children, and a bunch of very suggestive things around the children, like alcohol, as one example, behind one child. People were understandably going, what the heck is this? And in case they weren't sure what the heck it was, they also had an image of a Balenciaga by Adidas bag, which was on top of a bunch of papers. One of the papers was a document regarding a court decision, a Supreme Court decision, Ashcroft versus the Freedom of Speech Coalition. So what was this case pertaining to? Essentially, the Freedom of Speech Coalition won, and they had some elements pertaining to virtual child pornography removed from a larger child pornography act, basically saying that those particular elements were too broad. So essentially, by having these documents beneath the Balenciaga bag, essentially Balenciaga was saying, yay, haha, now we can sort of experiment with virtual child pornography, and there's nothing that you can do about it because, yeah, there's nothing protecting these children. We got those pieces, the Freedom of Speech Coalition got those pieces removed. Ha, ha, ha. Not very funny at all. It's absolutely despicable. These images are despicable. The people behind these images are obviously, in my opinion, pedophiles and child groomers. And of course, we should be seeing a celebrity campaign to get everybody involved canceled, to have their lives ruined. That's what they love to do. They love to get people's lives ruined for things that don't matter. So you would think that when it really matters, and we're talking about children, and we're talking about child pornography, every single celebrity who's posted a black square, I'm posting a black square to show that I'm not a racist, right? Every single one of these celebrities who got down into the streets to march for George Floyd, you would expect that they would also be using their platforms to say, I am no longer working with Balenciaga, but crickets. There have been absolute crickets. And yet,
Absolute crickets, yo. Absolute crickets. What happened, guys? What happened? What happened? Black people, where we at with it? I'll tell you where we at with it.
yet obviously people like you and me are upset, and we have been keeping the heat on these individuals and expecting them to give us a response. Well, a lot of heat was given to Gabriel Galimberti. he was the person that was shooting the photo. People said, what the heck is this? Are you a pedophile? Is something wrong with you? Well, finally, Gabriel Galimberti responded. And I actually believe his response. This is what he wrote on his Instagram account. And there are a few typos. It looks to me that English might not be his first language. Here's what he said. He said, following the hundreds of hate mail and messages that I received as a result of the photos that I took for the Balenciaga campaign, I feel compelled to make this statement. I am not in a position to comment about Balenciaga's choices, but I must stress that I was not entitled in any manner whatsoever to either choose the products, nor the models, nor the combination of the same. As a photographer, I was only and solely requested to light the given scene and take the shots according to my signature style. As usual, for a commercial shoot, the direction of the campaign and the choice of the objects displayed are not in the hands of the photographer. I suspect that any person prone to pedophilia searches on the web and has, unfortunately, too much of an easy access to images completely different than mine, absolutely explicit in their awful content. Accusations like these are addressed against the wrong targets and distract from the real problem and the criminals. Also, I have no connection.
That's a fact, yo. They hit him with the go along, get along. Salute to Kwame Brown. They hit him with it. They tried to pass the buck to him. That lady, that's that woman. That's that woman. The woman that they showed the picture of that's behind this whole thing. Tried to blame it on the photographer like he's a dummy. And he gonna sit there and take the rap for this. This shit is getting crazier, y'all, by the day. That's why I wasn't even in the rush to do this. I knew I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to it. It's crazy right here. Sad shit.
With the photo where a Supreme Court document appears. That one was taken in another set by other people, and that was falsely associated with my photos. Now, I'm going to tell you that I actually believe this photographer. I believe that he was told to simply take the shots because I went through his Instagram page and he goes all around the world and he has done this for years. And he finds children, and these children look very innocent. They're not dressed in weird clothing or anything. And he asks them to just like share the toys they play with. So he does this Toy Story series where children from all over the world show what they play with. And it's something that he finds to be artistic and beautiful. And I was not offended by those photos whatsoever. So I think if they selected him because of his Toy Story series and they brought him into a much darker scene where this really had nothing to do with toys, the children did not look friendly and it just was very, very dark. So I actually believe that statement. And he's kind of saying they're blaming me for this shoot, but there were other people involved who staged this entire thing. And I had nothing to do with those documents pertaining to child pornography. So I do think that he bears some responsibility because if I had walked onto that set and seen those items, I would have walked away. But I do believe that people are venting their frustration on him when there are other people that are involved. Namely, by the way, there is a stylist at Balenciaga who has worked there since 2014. Her name is Lata Volkova. And I am telling you that she is clearly very involved in trying to experiment with children and push the edge and
see, always a woman. It's always a woman. And they paint the narrative and we're just the scapegoat. Salute to my guy, Arthur Will, for the cash app, man. Much love and appreciation. Thank you for your support, man.
make things pornographic and satanic because all you have to do is look at her Instagram page to see how real that is, okay? These are actual photos from Lada's Instagram. I'm going to take you through them in case you're listening to the podcast and you can't see them, but you should go onto YouTube and find this episode so that you can see them because they're so disturbing. Here's one image. In this image, there is a child that looks to be about 9 years old that is taped.
What the hell? And this is live on her Instagram post, bro. Live on her Instagram. But if I post some shit like this, they be ready to send the FBI to Harlem, yo. Look what Cynthia G's and Lilith G's in the world could do, yo. Look how they can. This they property. This they property. They get custody. It's they property. You can't tell them what to do. Look at this shit. And it's a woman behind the scene. This is the woman that's responsible for that marketing campaign, bro. Look what she do. This what she do. Now we be like, yo, this what I do. This what she do.
Down with duct tape in a chair. She has her ankles restrained by duct tape, and she has on almost goggles over her face. Like I would describe them as black goggles, so you can't see what she's seeing. And she's linked up, they're VR glasses, and she's linked up to these VR glasses.
I'm so fat. Brendan, you're not fat. It's the shirt. Look at Nate.
To a computer, and the child's hands are behind her back, behind the chair, and it obviously just looks like an abducted child. It is so disturbing and terrifying, and the idea that this is allowed on Instagram when Donald Trump is not.
Yo, how can they do this right now? Not for nothing, right? When Kyrie, when he shared that little documentary, I was sitting there like, yo, I couldn't find, like, how does that hurt people? How can people be like, oh, he hurt us? But this shit hurts my heart. No cap and no gas. And y'all know I don't like nothing to be, I don't like to victimize anything. This shit make me feel like a victim, and I don't like it. This is sad because I can't help her. Like, this is sad.
Not makes me sick. The idea that she can pretend that because she's an artist, it's okay to have a photo of a child that looks like she's simply handcuffed. You can't see her eyes. She's bound to a chair by duct tape. This is under a category of art. Absolutely disgusting. In case that's not enough, here's another photo, which she has a child, which she has taken a photo of a child. It looks like an artistic rendering of a child that is split.
Yo, like, I can get it, but why you gotta use a child? Why is we using our children for this? Yo, word on the wall, it's crazy. It's a hot Sunday, man. It's Sunday. We gotta get it before the church get it, man. We gotta get it before the church get it. We gotta get to the minds before the church get to the minds. But it's only 24 hours in a day, so fuck it, man. You could catch minds on the playback, man. You could catch minds on the playback.
In half at the waist, dead in what looks to be a field, and has their guts spilling out in the field. Again, the child looks to be about 9 years old, maybe 9, 10, or 11 years old, in that age range. And they're just dead.
Absolutely, KDH. Anything for clicks and likes. Anything for clicks and likes and going viral. Going viral. Niggas will jump off the roof to go viral. Won't live to see if they went viral, but they will jump off the roof to go viral, yo. It's crazy nowadays.
Dead in a field with their guts hanging out. But it's okay, guys. It's art. So I guess we're not supposed to mind. This is okay with Instagram. This display is completely fine because this is artistic expression or something like that, which is probably what the Ashcroft versus Freedom of Speech Coalition allowed for, right? It's too broad. This could be an artistic rendering. It's not. It's sick. It's disturbing. Here is another photo that is featured. It is a child, okay, that is holding a dead skull of a human being and raising it towards the sun.
Wow.
It feels like a satanic ritual. There are weird symbols all around it, which I should explore later and see what all these symbols mean. Also, the number 69 inscribed on the side. It's just a child holding a dead skull pointed towards.
Facts with the 69. I just now peeped that when you say that, Candace. Word, the 60 niggas is satanic, boy. Hollywood, B. Crazy.
The sky. What does that mean? I don't know. It feels satanic. Here's another image that she has, Lotta, on her Instagram. There's an image of her clearly wearing all red. Her hair is in red, and crazy. Her hands have what is likely red paint, but is supposed to look like blood all over them. And then she is holding 2 baby dolls that are also dripped in red, which are.
You dirty bitch! Look what you've done to my peonies!
They're marigolds!
Good God, I think she's right. They are marigolds.
I may not know my flowers, but I know a bitch when I see one!
Yo, Black Rams is dope. I remember him. I don't have time to watch his content, but I remember him from back. He's been doing it for a while, too. For a while.
Supposed to look like blood. So essentially she is holding what is supposed to believe you are supposed to think from this artistic style are 2 dead babies, obviously. Why else would you be holding 2 baby dolls that are in blood with the blood smeared all over your hand? Again,
because she's Lilith. Again, because she is Lilith. This is what Lilith do. This is what they do.
This is satanic. It feels ritualistic. There is something disturbing about this image, but it is allowed on Instagram because, I don't know, I guess it's art. And she herself looks satanic if that is her, in fact, in the picture. Another image that she has is of a devil sitting above a pentagram with a person who you can't really see what the age is, that is sitting inside of the pentagram. This goes on and on all over a lot of Volkova's Instagram. It's very obvious that this person is dark and is twisted and is definitely experimenting with Satanism. That's what this is Satanism. She has a fixation with children and death and pushing the edge. Why would Balenciaga?
For those of y'all that's right, for those of y'all that's just now joining, that lady that we just was showing and displaying is behind the scenes working the show at Balenciaga. It's not a man. It's not a creepy man. It's a creepy woman.
To hire this individual and keep this individual as a lead stylist. It makes entirely no sense. But, you know, I was very much looking forward to Kim Kardashian coming out and condemning this, because Kim Kardashian loves giving statements about how grave a person she is. She's a black square kind of an individual. She made statements against her own husband throughout the anti-Semitism scandal, saying that she stands with her friends in the Jewish community. I was looking forward to her saying that she stands with the children that have been sexually trafficked over borders, to children that are victims of sex crimes, to children that have been victimized by pedophiles. And I waited because I knew that she would do the right thing. And then what happened was Thanksgiving passed and I went on Instagram and she still hadn't made a statement. And I thought, that's very weird. This is an easy layup, Kim Kardashian, a very easy layup that I'm giving to you. Condemn child pornography, okay? Balenciaga didn't come out and deny what happened. They said they were sorry. Oh, we're sorry. We should have never published this, okay? They've admitted that this has happened. It's very easy to come out as a person that is always dripped in their clothing, as a person that sits beside them at fashion shows, as a person that has a financial deal with Balenciaga, as one of the faces of Balenciaga, to say that you had no idea this was going to be brought to the
how to take a normal ebook from Google Docs and turn it into a beautiful flip
forefront, that you strongly condemn it. And then to make the obvious choice, which is to say that you will no longer work with them, because everybody has to have a red line, and that red line should always be child pedophilia, child pornography, anything that harms children, especially when you are a mother, okay? So Kim did issue a statement after I said, wow, I can't believe we have made it all the way to Sunday. It has been 6 days and she still has not made a statement. Of course, this went viral, and then within an hour, she did issue a statement. Here's what she wrote. Quote, I have been quiet for the past few days, not because I haven't been disgusted and outraged by the recent Balenciaga campaigns, but because I wanted an opportunity to speak to their team to understand for myself how this could have happened. Let's pause right there, okay? That is stupid. That is stupid, Kim. You want us to believe that you took 6 days because you were just trying to understand what happened. Something that we all understood within minutes of seeing the photo and discussing it and disseminating it widely. We understood what happened. Children were taken advantage of in a shoot by...
For every man, there's a woman. And for every dummy, there's a dummy.
pedophiles and sickos and weirdos, okay? Children were being used as props for somebody that has a bizarre sexual fetish for children. But no, you needed 6 days to understand what happened, as if you had to send an email to an info box at Balenciaga, as if you're not Kim Kardashian, who can pick up the phone, call the CEO, call the creative director, call the stylist directly and say, what the hell is this? And get an immediate answer. But no, you think we're all so stupid that we're going to believe that it took you some time to understand what happened. You needed time to process. No, what you actually did, Kim, was you probably talked to your mom and said, oh my God, I'm in the middle of a scandal. Your mom said, it's okay, Kim.
Yo, my girl Candace is a bully. Young bully. Look at my girl, young bully, yo. Look at her. Look at her. Beautiful. Wow, yo.
It's Thanksgiving. Give it a couple of days and everyone's going to forget about it. And your strategy was to be quiet and hope that the scandal blew over. Hope that everyone would get lost in turkey and be too tired to talk about it. But what actually happened was that hashtag Balenciaga groomers kept trending all weekend. And then your name started trending. And you realize about the third time that I hit you on Instagram and millions of people were in your comments saying, comment on Balenciaga, that it wasn't going to go away. So you then drummed up this statement. Let's keep going and see what you said. She goes on to say, as a mother of 4, I have been shaken by the disturbing images. The safety of children must be held with the highest regard, and any attempts to normalize child abuse of any kind should have no place in our society, period. Okay, I agree with that. Wonderful. That is no place in our society. It needs to be condemned. We're not going to normalize it. Give it to me, Kim. Tell us you're done with Balenciaga. No, that's not what she does. She's not going to do that. Here's what she says next. She says, I appreciate Balenciaga's removal of the campaigns and apology. In speaking with them, I believe they understand the seriousness of the issue and will take the necessary measures for this to never happen again. As for my future with Balenciaga, I am currently reevaluating my relationship with the brand, basing it off of their willingness to accept accountability for something that should have never happened to begin with, and the actions that I'm expecting to see them take to protect children. That's it. So what she did there was she said, as a mother, so that we would all go, oh, yes, yes, I'm a mom. I feel you. I love you, Kim. What else? And then she said, I'm still going to wear Balenciaga. I'm still going to wear Balenciaga because they apologized and they took down the images. And now I'm telling you guys that you need to forget about it because they took accountability for their child pornography. So guys, forget about the pedophiles, because if a pedophile gets caught or a pornographer gets caught and they apologize, like, they just come out and say, I'm sorry that you caught me with kiddie porn, then it's incumbent upon you guys to forget about it and move on. Oh, and by the way, I'm reevaluating my Okay, I mean, how many times is a celebrity PR person going to keep using that word? What it really means when they say, I'm reevaluating, it means I'm giving it some time for you guys to forget about it and waiting for the next scandal to come about so that you guys will leave me alone and I can continue to drip myself in Balenciaga and get free money and get bags and get money and get cash and get sponsorships with them and get invited to their shows because I'm Kim Kardashian.
And that's a fact, KDH. You cooking over there in the chat, man. Ye disrespectful, man. He disrespected the code when you try to turn a chick that is a known porn star, because at that point she was a known porn star, bro. I mean, it's videotapes of her out there. Not only do we know, there's documentation of it and it's out there, and you still go and wife the chick and put seeds in the chick. Like, you don't just smash and dash, you put 4 seeds in this girl. Like, now that's the Jezebel spirit. We seen the evil doings of this girl and her family. They're the Black Widow spiders, bro. They are the face of Hollywood. Remember, the white breads, the ones that run the show in Hollywood is the Kardashians, and for the black bread, for the wheat bread, the ones that run the show is the Smiths. You know what I mean? They control the headlines. They control the mainstream. They set the narratives. You know what I mean? Keep that in mind, guys. Remember that, because it's good and evil. It's good versus evil. It's not a color thing. You can, like I said, you got evil ass black folks. You got evil ass white folks, and there you go. You got Jada Pinkett Smith and her family controlling the narratives for the black folks, and you got Kim Kardashian and her family controlling the narratives for the white folks in Hollywood. That's how it works. And Hollywood pumps out the narrative for the world.
And I don't have a soul. I literally everybody stop pretending that Kim Kardashian has a soul. I'm done with this. I'm done with the idea that every time she cries, it's because she's really hurting. The only thing that hurts Kim Kardashian is the idea that she's not going to be invited to the Met Gala, is the idea that she's not going to become more famous, is the idea that she's not going to be able to call up Anna Wintour, she's not going to make it on the cover of Vogue, okay? I told you before that she prostitutes herself for fame. She's done it since the very beginning, okay? She's willing to go so far in continuing that relationship with fame that child pedophilia and pornography does not disrupt this girl for a single second, okay? What she is dealing with right now is trying to figure out how to make you all forget about it so that you still buy her Skims and her skin products, and you still see her as a victim of everything. She's a victim. She's just going to ride out the wave. Absolutely despicable. And no, we're not going to just forget about it, Kimmy. We're going to keep the heat on you, because as a mother of 2 as I am?
Foot on neck, foot on neck. That's what we gonna do. Foot on neck, Candace. And y'all stick around because I got one more little piece, one more clip for y'all to end this little story off. Because y'all see in the thumbnail, y'all see how I put it, right? Balenciaga. You know what I mean? Balenciaga. We definitely gonna touch on who is Baal. Who is the Baal God in the Bible, guys? Very important and it's very related to what the fuck going on here now. People and their idolatry is crazy. They idolize too much shit, and you can't worship two gods.
This is where I draw the line, and I think that you guys need to be called out for your selfishness. It is easy to walk away from Balenciaga and Adidas, okay? They did it to your husband in about 30 seconds after one tweet. It is easy for you to walk away and to not just say it, but to mean it, that you condemn child grooming and pedophilia. All right, guys, the next portion of the show is going to be available exclusively on Daily Wire Plus. I'm going to be talking about my thoughts on Brittany Griner and my advice for questions to ask on a job interview. So if you're not a member yet, go ahead and click the link in the description and subscribe right now.
All right, guys, give me 2 seconds. Let me pull up the video on Bow, and I'll get right back with you guys. Check this out while we wait, while I pull that up. Y'all check this out.
This year, my mom got me the perfect bag for back to school.
These colorful binders help me stay organized.
These headphones are just what I need for studying.
These new sneakers are just what I need for the new year.
This jacket is a real must-have.
My parents got me the skateboard I wanted. It's pretty cool.
These scissors really come in handy in art class. These colored pencils, too. These new socks, they can be a real lifesaver.
And I finally got my own phone to stay in touch with my mom.
All right, let's get it, guys. Who was Baal, and why was the worship of Baal a constant struggle for the Israelites?
Baal was the name of the god who was worshipped throughout Canaan and Phoenicia in ancient times. During the Judges period, the practice of Baal worship entered Jewish religious life. Judges chapter 3, verse 7, NIV. The Israelites did evil in the eyes of the Lord. They forgot the Lord their God and served the Baals and the Asherahs.
Exactly what's going on right now in the world, guys. The people done forgot the real God, and they worshiping Sky Zaddy, they worshiping money. Honestly, they worshiping money. They worshiping the government. You know what I mean? The government is their God. You know what I mean? You see this Balenciaga bullshit. They worshiping the gloss. They worshiping the hype and the clout. They not worshiping the real God, though. The person that they should be giving all the glory to. They don't do that. You know what I mean?
The practice of Baal worship became widespread in Israel during the reign of Ahab. 1 Kings, chapter 16, verses 31 through 33, NLT. And as though it were not enough to follow the sinful example of Jeroboam, he married Jezebel, the daughter of King Ethbaal of the Sidonians, and he began to bow down in worship of Baal.
How ironic is that they use the child pornography, and they're using that whole prostitution and, you know what I mean, and the sex sales and Jezebel tied to it. You know what I mean? We just talked about how Kanye got the Jezebel spirit to even fuck with a woman like Kim Kardashian. But that's how it is. That's how that spirit of lust, it seduces you. It's seductive.
First, Ahab built a temple and an altar for Baal in Samaria. Then he set up an Asherah pole. He did more to provoke the anger of the Lord, the God of Israel, than any of the other kings of Israel before him. And the practice of Baal worship also affected Judah. 2 Chronicles chapter 28, verses 1 through 4, NIV. Ahaz was 20 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 16 years. Unlike David, his father, he did not do what was right in the eyes of the Lord. He followed the ways of the kings of Israel, and also made idols for worshiping the Baals. He burned sacrifices in the valley of Ben Hinnom, and sacrificed his children in the fire, engaging in the detestable practices of the nations the Lord had driven out before the Israelites. He offered sacrifices and burned incense at the high places, on the hilltops, and under every spreading tree. The plural of the word Baal is Baalim, which means Lord. Baal was a fertility god who was thought to help the earth produce crops and people produce offspring in general. Various parts worshipped Baal in different methods, and Baal proved to be a highly universal god. Various locales highlighted one or another of his attributes and designed special sects of Baalism. Baal of Peor, as we see in Numbers chapter 25, verse 3, and Baal Berith, as we see in Judges chapter 8, verse 33, are two examples of such localized deities. Numbers chapter 25, verse 3. In this way, Israel joined in the worship of Baal of Peor, causing the Lord's anger to blaze against his people. Judges chapter 8, verse 33. No sooner had Gideon died than the Israelites again prostituted themselves to the Baals. They set up Baal Berith as their god. The word Baal appears infrequently in the Old Testament as a personal name. The word's etymology shows that Baal was considered as the owner of a certain location, thereby limiting its use to individuals who were no longer nomads but had settled down. These local Baals were thought to be in charge of agriculture, creatures, and humanity's fertility. It was crucial to win their favor, especially in a place like Pal, where there are few natural streams or springs, and rainfall is unpredictable. This led to the adoption of extreme forms in the cultus, including the practice of ritual prostitution and child sacrifice.
Exactly, guys. So this is what Balenciaga is basing their campaign over. Like, it's getting dark, it's getting deep now out here in these streets, guys. We got to stay awoke. We got to stay emotional, intelligent, guys. We have to. I mean, we got to use our common sense. Fuck how we feel and fuck what we want it to be. It is not that. It is this. People out here worshiping everything but the real God now. They fuck with Sky Zaddy and that money and that government. You know what I mean? That represents the Baal. That's the Baal God. That's the Baal God right there. That money is the Baal God. It's satanic.
Judges chapter 2, verse 17, New King James Version. Yet they would not listen to their judges, but they played the harlot with other gods and bowed down to them. They turned quickly from the way in which their fathers walked, in obeying the commandments of the Lord. They did not do so. Amos chapter 10, verse 7, New King James Version. They pant after the dust of the earth, which is on the head of the poor, and pervert the way of the humble. A man and his father go into the same girl to defile my holy name. Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 9.
I hope y'all ain't missed that, guys. That's why I tell y'all, don't stay in poverty, because poverty is expensive, because all the rich folks and all the people with some sense is banking on the poor folks. We getting it off of their head. We on top of their head. Man, we getting it off the top. Hope y'all ain't missed that. Know what I mean? I told you our instructions, our basic instructions got game. That is the game book. The ultimate game on life. Know what I mean? And everything in life don't want to mess with it. So if you mess with it, think about it. You light steps ahead on everybody, on everything moving.
9, New King James Version. Will you steal, murder, commit adultery, swear falsely, burn incense to Baal, and walk after other gods whom you do not know? The most meaningful use of the title in the Old Testament is its.
That's why I fucks with the Old Testament, because it's no gray area, guys. He just asked right there, are you going to do that? Are you going to do that? He talking to his people right there. God, the real God. Are you going to do that? You going to follow them niggas? You fucking with them niggas? Don't do that.
Its reference to the great active god of the Canaanite pantheon. An equation with Hadad, the Amorite god, whose nature and functions were almost identical, seems clear.
Phone charging slowly? This is the fastest phone charger on the market.
There's a 90%.
Baal eventually ascended to the position of preeminent deity in the region. Part of this process, according to some researchers, can be traced back to the Ugaritic scriptures. Baal is identified as the son of Dagon, another Amorite deity, possibly a vegetation or grain god, rather than El, who was undoubtedly the original head of the Canaanite gods. At Ras Shamra, the ancient Ugarit site, temples to Baal and Dagon have been uncovered, but none devoted to El himself. Baal is depicted in the scriptures wearing a helmet embellished with a bull's horns, a symbol of strength and fertility. He holds a club or mace in one hand, probably representing thunder, and a spear adorned with leaves in the other, possibly representing both lightning and vegetation. In Aramaean sculptures, Baal is depicted riding a bull, which may be related to Aaron and Jeroboam I's calf images, which were most likely used as pedestals for the invisible Yahweh. Anath, referred to euphemistically as the Virgin Anath, was Baal's spouse and sister, and shared many of his escapades. The Day of the Lord may have originated as a celebration of Yahweh's victory over the forces of chaos, presumably at the New Year festival in the Jerusalem temple, in a rite derived from a Canaanite predecessor. There is evidence that Baal and other Canaanite deities were worshipped in Egypt, but without becoming a serious threat to the native Egyptian religion. The situation was different in Israel, where, through the processes of syncretism, the worship of Yahweh was profoundly influenced and threatened by alien elements from the Baal cults. This was due to two main factors. First, the Israelites did not drive out the Canaanites, but intermarried with them, thus raising the problem of the interrelationship of Yahweh and Baal. Second, Yahweh had given Israel a considerable victory over the Canaanites, and his supremacy was unquestioned. Baal was considered the most powerful of all gods, eclipsing El, who was seen as rather weak and ineffective. In various battles, Baal defeated Yam, the god of the sea, and Mot, the god of death and the underworld. Baal's sisters, or consorts, were Ashtoreth, a fertility goddess associated with the stars, and Anath, a goddess of love and war. The Canaanites worshipped Baal as the sun god and as the storm god. He is usually depicted holding a lightning bolt, who defeated enemies and produced crops. They also worshipped him as a fertility god who provided children. Baal worship was rooted in sensuality and involved.
There we go, guys. It always got something to do with the little kids, though. Peep game.
Ritualistic prostitution in the temples. At times, appeasing Baal required human sacrifice, usually the firstborn of the one making the sacrifice. Jeremiah.
And we got Kanye on note. We got him on document now saying that they made him sacrifice his moms. Know what I mean? Remember, that man got mad at him. He started blowing everything up. I believe everything he said out his mouth, yo. Everything he said out his mouth is true.
Chapter 19, verse 5, KJV. They have built also the high places of Baal, to burn their sons with fire for burnt offerings unto Baal, which I commanded not, nor spake it, neither came it into my mind. Baal's priests worshipped their deity with riotous rites that featured ecstatic shouts and self-inflicted harm. 1 Kings, chapter 18, verse 28. So the prophets prayed louder and cut themselves with knives and daggers, according to their ritual, until blood flowed. Before the Hebrews entered the Promised Land, the Lord...
That's how them gothic on parties be, bro. That's how them mosh pits be, bro. You want them should be looking crazy down there, B. Niggas be looking like vampires and blood and you know what I mean? It's crazy. Slashings, cutting it, man, this shit be bogged out. Y'all like, hey, yo, Mr. Gabriel, how the hell you know that? Nah, cause when you know what I mean? I used to know that, man. I just know, man. I used to go bring stuff. I used to bring stuff there. You know what I mean?
Lord God forewarned against glorifying Canaan's gods, but Israel bent to idolism anyway. Deuteronomy chapter 6, verses 14 through 15, King James Version. Ye shall not go after other gods, of the gods of the people which are round about you. For the Lord thy God is a jealous God among you,
Right.
lest the anger of the Lord thy God be kindled against.
Right, and that's what's going on nowadays. That's why there's so much craziness going on right now. Because everybody doing what they want to do. Everybody worshiping what they want to worship. And it ain't the real God. And he jealous. He jealous.
Thee, and destroy thee from off the face of the earth.
Right.
Prophet Elijah. During the reign of
Yo.
Ahab and Jezebel, at the height of Baal worship in Israel, God directly confronted the paganism through his prophet Elijah. First, God showed that he, not Baal, controlled the rain by sending a drought lasting 3.5 years. 1 Kings chapter 7.
That's why after y'all buy all that fancy shit, all that designer shit, all that worshipy shit, once y'all get it, y'all still feel empty and y'all still feel lost. Y'all still not at peace. And y'all off to go spend your money on something else. Cause you keep attaching your peace and your happiness to these items when you start to worship the Baal God. And we all know ain't no peace and ain't no happiness gonna come from no item, no materialistic item, guys. Know what I mean, MGTOW, go the other way, dolo solo it, find your creator. Know what I mean, get in tune with the creator. It's not corny. It's not corny to talk to yourself, bro. You talking to your creator, bro.
17 verse 1, NKJV. And Elijah the Tishbite of the inhabitants of Gilead said to Ahab, As the Lord God of Israel lives, before whom I stand, there shall not be dew nor rain these years, except at my word. 1 Kings chapter 16 verse 30, New King James Version. Now Ahab the son of Omri did evil in the sight of the Lord, more than all who were before him. Allow me to introduce you to the three main characters in this incredible Bible story. The first is Ahab, the king of Israel, who did more evil than all the previous kings combined. The second character is Jezebel, Ahab's wife. She decided to replace the Lord God's worship with worship of Baal. Elijah, one of God's great.
And we know that to be true because a lot of y'all sitting there laying up next to a chick that worshiped the money, and now she got you worshiping the money. You go out there, work hard, bust your ass, put in 60, 70 hours, give your money to her, and she fuck it up. She don't bring the blessing when you give your money to her. You buy in then. Now you fuel her fire, bro. You fuel that devil shit. So you gotta go too. You gotta go. When he spin the block and catch you with Lilith, funding Lilith's shit show, he gonna get you too, bro. He gonna get you. That's how it works, guys. Let's stop playing, yo. Let's stop playing. Like we don't need to be mad at these women. We don't need to be bitter with them. We don't need to get in debates with them and even hit them. We don't even need to talk to them. Know what I mean? Because we know what the fuck we gotta do. And we running from it. They running from them and we running from them. And it's like, what the fuck? How can we expect anything, guys?
Great prophets is the third character. His name translates as Jehovah is my God. While Jezebel was destroying the people and places associated with the true God, the Lord sent a man whose name testified that the Lord Jehovah was.
And that's what these women is doing. They trying to cancel everybody telling the truth. They trying to destroy everybody. Little Jezebel is trying to destroy everybody telling the truth. You guys got to think. Y'all got a good imagination. Just put the template on what's going on right now, bro. We know we got mad Jezebels running around here, and we know what Jezebel did. She tried to kill all the motherfuckers that believed in the real God, the true believers, because she wanted them to believe in prostitution. And she wanted them to believe that she could go sell ads, run a body count up, and then come back in the crib and somebody's supposed to be able to wife her. and they should be happily wife her. That, you know what I mean? The same shit. It's the same template, guys.
Was his God. 1 Kings chapter 17, verse 3, New King James Version. Get away from here and turn eastward, and hide by the brook Cherith, which flows into the Jordan. 1 Kings chapter 18, verse 1, New King James Version. And it came to pass after many days that the word of the Lord came to Elijah in the 3rd year, saying, Go, present yourself to Ahab, and I will send rain on the earth. How did Elijah know God was alive and trustworthy? Hide and present yourself, the Lord said to Elijah. Those two phrases show us, like Elijah, how we can know God is alive. 1. Privately hide. Elijah is used as an example of the power of prayer in James chapter 5, verses 17 and 18. A man with a nature like ours, James said. That means he was a regular guy. Elijah was a man of greatness, but he was also a man of weakness. But one fact redeems everything about Elijah. He was a man of prayer. James chapter 5, verses 17 through 18, New King James Version. Elijah was a man with a nature like ours, and he prayed earnestly that it would not rain, and it did not rain on the land for 3 years and 6 months. And he prayed again, and the heaven gave rain, and the earth produced its fruit.
Do you want to grow your YouTube channel? Do you want to earn more views, more subscribers, more watch time? And of course,
not only did Elijah pray, but he prayed earnestly. The key to determine whether God is alive or not is hiding, as you learn to connect with God through earnest prayer. A series of events in Elijah's personal life demonstrated that God.
And when he say hiding, he don't mean it like that, guys. He just mean get away, get yourself, remove yourself from the worldly, remove yourself from what's going on. You know what I mean? I tell you all of the time, uptake your seed. Your seed was planted in some bullshit. Uptake it, remove it, and go plant it somewhere in some more soil, in some better soil. All right?
Was alive. 1 Kings chapter 17, verse 3, New King James Version. Get away from here and turn eastward, and hide by the brook Cherith, which flows into the Jordan. 1 Kings chapter 18, verses 2 through 16, New King James Version. So Elijah went to present himself to Ahab, and there was a severe famine in Samaria. And Ahab had called Obadiah, who was in charge of his house. Now Obadiah feared the Lord greatly. For so it was, while Jezebel massacred the prophets of the Lord, that Obadiah had taken 100 prophets and hidden them, 50 to a cave, and had fed them with bread and water. And Ahab had said to Obadiah, Go into the land to all the springs of water and to all the brooks. Perhaps we may find grass to keep the horses and mules alive, so that we will not have to kill any livestock. So they divided the land between them to explore it. Ahab went one way by himself, and Obadiah went another way by himself. Now as Obadiah was on his way, suddenly Elijah met him, and he recognized him and fell on his face, and said, Is that you, my lord Elijah? And he answered him, It is I. Go, tell your master Elijah is here. So he said, How have I sinned that you are delivering your servant into the hand of Ahab to kill me? As the Lord your God lives, there is no nation or kingdom where my master has not sent someone to hunt for you. And when they said, He is not here, he took an oath from the kingdom or nation that they could not find you. And now you say, Go tell your master Elijah is here. And it shall come to pass, as soon as I am gone from you, that the Spirit of the Lord will carry you to a place I do not know. So when I go and tell Ahab, and he cannot find you, he will kill me. But I, your servant, have feared the Lord from my youth. Was it not reported to my Lord what I did when Jezebel killed the prophets of the Lord? How I hid 100 men of the Lord's prophets, 50 to a cave, and fed them with bread and water? And now you say, Go tell your master Elijah is here. He will kill me. Then Elijah said, As the Lord of hosts lives, before whom I stand, I will surely present myself to him today. So Obadiah went to meet Ahab and told him, and Ahab went to meet Elijah. Elijah then went public. He set up a meeting with King Ahab. 3 years had passed since Elijah declared that there would be no rain. 1 Kings chapter 18, verse 17, New King James Version. Then it happened, when Ahab saw Elijah, that Ahab said to him, "Is that you, O troubler of Israel?" The king was still enraged and referred to Elijah as the troubler of Israel. 1 Kings chapter 18, verse 18, New King James Version. And he answered, "I have not troubled Israel, but you and your father's house have, in that you have forsaken the commandments of the Lord and have followed the Baals." But Elijah was unfazed, telling the king, "I'm not the troublemaker, you are." 1 Kings chapter 18, verses 19 through 40, New King James Version. Now therefore send and gather all Israel to me on Mount Carmel, the 450 prophets of Baal, and the 400 prophets of Asherah, who eat at Jezebel's table. So Ahab sent for all the children of Israel, and gathered the prophets together on Mount Carmel. And Elijah came to all the people and said, "How long will you falter between two opinions? If the Lord is God, follow
Facts.
him. But if Baal..."
And that's what it's going to come down to, guys. You got real information and the truth, the absolute truth. And then you got the bullshit, the shit that got a little bit of truth in it and mixed in it. And it's now your choice to choose what you going to believe in. You know what I mean? If you believe in the truth, then you got to believe in the whole truth, not just the part that make you feel good. And then you remix what part don't make you feel good. So you remix it to make you feel, nope. You got to believe in the whole truth, or you just believing in some bullshit, some fairy tale. And that's what it come down to. You know what I mean? You got Sky Zaddy, or you got the real God. You know what I mean? It's only one God. Sky Zaddy come with the man. He got antichrists, shit is an anti-Mary. There's all types of shit with Sky Zaddy, bro. But it's only one God, bro. God and religion, two different things. See, religion got all that other stuff. The government, the government, Sky Zaddy, you know what I mean? All types of shit. Feminism.
"Follow him." But the people answered him not a word. Then Elijah said to the people, "I alone am left a prophet of the Lord, but Baal's prophets are 450 men. Therefore let them give us 2 bulls, and let them choose 1 bull for themselves. Cut it in pieces, and lay it on the wood, but put no fire under it. And I will prepare the other bull, and lay it on the wood, but put no fire under it. Then you call on the name of your gods, and I will call on the name of the Lord, and the God who answers by fire, he is God."
And feminism is ducking this battle right here. Feminism, Christians, Muslims, all those religions, they ducking this ultimate face-off. And you know what I mean? They ducking this right here. And if we really prove that there's a true God, the real God, the niggas that believe in the God is the real winners, and we're the real Jews because we the believers. If we prove that, and they don't prove whatever whatever the fuck they want to prove, is they really gonna give it up? Is they really gonna give us our winnings? I don't think they got it in them to give us our winnings, yo. Dead ass. I don't think they got it in them to give us our winnings. I'm gonna play that part, that little piece a little back real quick. I'm gonna end this a little short because I gotta get the court. Get the fuck on out of here.
Let them give us 2 bulls, and let them choose 1 bull for themselves. Cut it in pieces, and lay it on the wood, but put no fire under it. And I will prepare the other bull, and lay it on the wood, but put no fire under it. Then you call on the name of your gods, and I will call on the name of the Lord, and the God who answers by fire, he is God. So all the people answered and said, "It is well spoken." Now Elijah said to the prophets of Baal, "Choose 1 bull for yourselves, and prepare it first. For you are many, and call on the name of your God, but put no fire under it." So they took the bull which was given them, and they prepared it, and called on the name of Baal from morning even till noon, saying, "O Baal, hear us." But there was no voice, no one answered. Then they leaped about the altar which they had made. And so it was at noon that Elijah mocked them and said, "Cry aloud, for he is a god. Either he is meditating or he is busy. or he is on a journey, or perhaps he is sleeping and must be awakened. So they cried aloud and cut themselves, as was their custom, with knives and lances, until the blood gushed out on them.
You know, like little babies now. Now they want to act like little babies because they didn't get their way. And all that stupid shit that their mother taught them and that the church taught them, that shit ain't right. That shit ain't right.
And when midday was past, they prophesied until the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice. But there was no voice. No one answered. No one paid attention. Then Elijah said to all the people, "Come near to me." So all the people came near to him. And he repaired the altar of the Lord that was broken down. And Elijah took 12 stones, according to the number of the tribes of the sons of Jacob, to whom the word of the Lord had come, saying, "Israel shall be your name." Then with the stones he built an altar in the name of the Lord, and he made a trench around the altar large enough to hold 2 seahs of seeds. And he put the wood in order, cut the bull in pieces, and laid it on the wood, and said, "Fill 4 water pots with water, and pour it on the burnt sacrifice and on the wood." Then he said, "Do it a second time." And they did it a second time. And he said, "Do it a third time." And they did it a third time. So the water ran all around the altar, and he also filled the trench with water. And it came to pass, at the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice, that Elijah the prophet came near and said, "Lord God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, let it be known this day that you are God in Israel, and I am your servant, and that I have done all these things at your word. Hear me, O Lord, hear me, that this people may know that you are the Lord God, and that you have turned their hearts back to you again." Then the fire of the Lord fell and consumed the burnt sacrifice, and the wood, and the stones, and the dust, and it licked up the water that was in the trench. Now when all the people saw it, they fell on their faces, and they said, "The Lord, he is God, the Lord, he is God."
Exactly. 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 I mean, y'all keep worshiping that bullshit, man. Y'all keep worshiping that bullshit if you want. Know what I mean? And we gonna wrap the class on up. I'ma see some of y'all in court. You know what I mean? For the rest of y'all hit like, hit the subscribe if you're not already subscribed over here. And I'll check you guys a little bit later, man. I see you tomorrow over here on this channel. But I'll check you later on the Mr. Goodbread Show, guys. See y'all later.